All right. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Okay. Gotcha. Interns excited? You're not interns anymore. You're residents now. Okay. Family members happy to be here. There's some kids who are wondering why they're here. But okay, cool. Just like to welcome everybody. My name's Brendan. I'm just going to MC and host a little bit tonight. I'm not going to rap. Not that type of MC. I'm just going to host and introduce some folks here. So we're going to get kicked off with Blake Rooney. And he's been very instrumental. We're excited to have a partnership with Blake, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear his opening statements. So,
thanks, everybody. Welcome to our new space. We're pretty proud of this. We've been in this building for over 20 years, but we just did a remodel over the last few months, so we're kind of loving this new space. It's really conducive to kind of get people to come into the office for a change, so appreciate that. I want to, kind of talk a little bit about, I've been a board member since before the first cohort came together. So it's been kind of fun to see all of the hard work that's gone into this. I can tell you that the one person that deserves a ton of credit here is Will Shields. Will was instrumental in getting us moved into Kansas City. He believed in it. He stuck with it. He made sure that it happened. So it's really been kind of a neat thing to see. I'll tell you kind of the value proposition for this program. I went back and I looked today, and I started my first information technology job on May 6th, 1988. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Had never taken a class on IT. Wasn't kind of up to speed on what was going on, but I figured it out. And I think you guys have spent some time over the last few months kind of trying to figure it out. But it's been a great journey. I may have driven my wife crazy with my late hours and long weekends and things like that over the years, but it's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot, and you guys are in for great careers. It's a great field. I've loved every minute of it. So with that, I'll tell you that the last thing, another thing, the firm has partnered with i.c.stars, and the next cohort will actually be the sponsor for that group. So we're excited to get to work on that here in the coming weeks. So with that, I will turn it over.
all right. One more time for Blake and for Hush Blackwell. Some folks are from Kansas City. This is the type of building that you drive by many, many times and wonder, man, that seems like a great company. So I'm glad we're going to be able to get to know a lot more about Hush Blackwell in the coming weeks. It's going to be a great partnership. So, okay. So I have the honor and privilege of introducing Dr. Cheryl Camacho. Okay. So Dr. Cheryl lives in Illinois, close to Chicago, where i.c.stars was founded. And one thing really needs to happen. Dr. Kristen, could you raise your hand? Have y'all met? Okay. You have very similar backgrounds. So before we leave today, you must meet. Okay, that absolutely has to happen, because when I introduce you later, you're going to think I'm talking about you. It's very similar background. So, but Dr. Cheryl, she's really built a career in education, all the way from a principal, local school leadership, and now what the things that she specialized in is empowering educators. Right. So they always say, that there's levels of leadership. And the last and most final level of leadership is when you are leading leaders who create other leaders, right? And that's exactly what Dr. Cheryl is doing at i.c.stars. So if you'd help me welcome her up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. I had to take a few notes because I have to make sure I say a few things first, which is I just want to thank everyone for attending. I want to thank the project sponsor for this cycle, 1898 and Company, part of Burns and McDonnell. Also, our workshop sponsors were Accenture. And then for our next cycle, Hush Blackwell is going to be our cycle 5 sponsor, which is exciting. Let's give them a hand. And H&R Block are going to be our workshop sponsors. So we're very, very excited about that. But what I really wanted to talk about today is this image. So I was really thinking, okay, Gustavo gave me 1 to 3 minutes to say something. What could I say in 1 to 3 minutes? I was like, let me focus on an image that I think is powerful and speaks to the moment, which is the rose that grows through concrete. And I wanted to share that image for 2 reasons. One is that each of you have navigated through your own concrete. You all have your own stories, your own things that you've navigated and pushed through, be it against all odds. The other reason is that the story of how i.c.stars Kansas City started very much is like the rose that grew through concrete. So there was an amazing champion, Will. So let's all give him a hand, because without him, it wouldn't be here. And after Will established the vision, we had to hire somebody to take the vision and make it real, make it a real thing. And that person was Shamika Hogan, who's the executive director. And I was actually hired a month after Shamika, for those who don't know. So we both joined the organization at a time when things were really hard in terms of like some of the conditions that had to be navigated. And standing up anything new is always hard. So I want you to think about a rose, which is delicate and fragile, yet resilient, and it pushes its way through that concrete. And against all odds, it reaches for the sun, blooms with beauty, and reminds us of what's possible when determination meets hope. This isn't just a metaphor. It literally is the story of i.c.stars Kansas City, and it's also your story. And it's a story of your executive director, Shamika, and also of this team that you had the opportunity to work with and to have poured and invest into you over the past 14 weeks. So they didn't wait. None of them waited for perfect conditions. They created them. They showed us that with courage and persistence and vision, even the harshest barriers can be overcome. Your journey to this day is its own rose through concrete story. We all don't know all of your stories. You know your story better than anyone else. You know what you've navigated to be here. And the thing that I want to really emphasize is that, the program is not easy. It's really rigorous. Those of you who are loved ones and saw your people coming home and talking about the stories and the Whistle Stop Cafe and all the things, right? But they worked late nights and long hours. You all pushed through doubt. You carried responsibilities that would make many people crumble. And yet, here you are. You've done it. You've completed the first phase. You're standing, you're blooming, and you're ready. So I want you to remember this image as you move through your tech career, because you're going to face more concrete. You're going to face systems and spaces that doubt you. You're going to face more setbacks that challenge you. You're going to hear more voices that say no. But when that happens, I want you to remember the power of this team that's wrapped itself around you over the past 14 weeks. And most importantly, I want you to remember who you are. You were built for this, and you're going to do amazing things. And as you grow through the concrete, you're going to widen it so that those coming behind you have an easier path to go through. So I'm excited for you all. I can't wait to see what you all do. And congratulations.
Hello, good evening. So I'm Gustavo, I'm the program manager. I get to work very closely with the interns on a day-to-day basis. So I'm happy to be here, to see you guys, to celebrate you, and to be here with your family. I get to introduce Brandon Kent, who is a senior software developer for 1898 & Co., part of Burns & McDonnell. He was one of the mentors. They were the cycle sponsor for Cycle 4, and he was one of the mentors, and he's going to come and talk about the mentor experience or the cycle sponsor experience. So, Brandon, come on down. There you are.
Good evening. So my name is Brandon Kent, and I'm a senior software developer at 1898 Co. I've had the pleasure of serving as a technical advisor and a mentor for the i.c.stars Cycle 4 intern team. It's been incredibly rewarding experience to work with such talented and driven individuals. Over the past 14 weeks, this group has immersed themselves in the tech industry. Given the challenge of a real-world software project, each team designed and delivered a full-stack modern JavaScript web application. It's built on having a database, a RESTful API, and a responsive user interface that built around material design patterns. They even embraced AI technologies like large language models, enriching the user experience with innovative and intelligent features. But this just wasn't about writing code. It was about learning to think critically, to solve business problems, and to collaborate under pressure. They mastered the fundamentals, and then they applied them. They asked smart questions, sharpened their skill set, and then they gained a real sense of confidence in their own abilities. Most importantly, they helped each other grow. My core message that I want to pass on to the graduates is this: hold on to that infectious energy, that optimism. That is your superpower. It drives you to succeed. It fuels your resilience, and it inspires everyone around you. This world needs your perspective. It needs your passion. It needs your boldness. Today, these newly minted technology professionals stand ready to take on their next challenge. They're not entering the business world as beginners, but as strong, thoughtful contributors ready to make an impact. They are the future. We're all incredibly proud, and I can't wait to see what you all build next. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. Yeah, it's always really awesome to see the relationship that begins to form up with the interns as they're going through the really difficult and rigorous program and their mentors and the sponsors, right? So real quick, hey, Ray, can you raise your hand real quick? Are there any other residents in the building? I think Ray's the only one. Okay, gotcha. Another over here?
I'm over here.
Oh, of course, yeah, Donche and Braxton. Of course, right. How close are you to being an alumni, Donche? January, right? Yeah, okay, gotcha. So for those who don't know, once our interns graduate, they become residents for almost 2 years, where we continue to provide some of their support for them as they begin their careers. And it's always great to see residents continue to come back and support the subsequent classes, sometimes even working for i.c.stars, as is the case with Braxton and Donche. So, okay, we're going to move on to Dr. Kirsten, Brown Parsley, okay? This is the part where it may sound similar, okay? Now, Dr. Kirsten was a favorite of our existing interns, even over the staff. I was only slightly offended by that, okay? But Dr. Kirsten comes from a background very, very similar, right? Starting with educational leadership, a lot of nonprofit work, but now you run your own firm. The name's Parsley. It has your name. How does that sound? Yeah, okay, so, but she really specializes in helping leaders learn about, okay, you talked about bringing dignity to the organization, right? And helping them maintain cultural relevance, I believe. So I'm really excited to hear from her because you guys are so excited to hear from her. So help me welcome up Dr. Kirsten. All right.
All right. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I've loved getting to know you all, and to have the opportunity to speak to you again tonight just made I was like counting down the days. So thank you for the honor of coming and speaking with you and seeing you once again. And so I was told I only have a few minutes. I'm like, okay, how do I make this impactful and also succinct? And so trying to find that balance was really my aim for this talk this evening. And so I want to start off by talking about the fact that it's universally understood, but often forgotten, that our mindsets inform our choices and our choices influence our actions. You are here today because you made up your mind to pursue and realize a different reality for yourself. You developed and continue to build a new level of self-determination, resilience, and the fortitude to persist despite the inevitable roadblocks we all face. And your choice to pursue i.c.stars as a life-changing opportunity was informed by your mindset of unshakable resolve, a refusal to settle for the status quo, and an unwavering belief that you could do more, be more, and achieve more. That choice, which you all have, that was rooted in a deep belief in what was possible and what could be, propelled you forward to act time after time in the daily investments and sacrifices you put into the program to arrive where you are today. I want to leave you all with the parting gift. And every time I talk to this amazing group of individuals, one thing that really we had a common bond around is our love of leadership and learning from others throughout history. And so we talk about folks who have led and done really impactful work in modern history and ancient history. And so it's in that same vein that I want to leave you all with a story from ancient history. So this story holds tremendous weight and value in my own life, and one that I find to be vital for sustainable success. This is a story of a king who lived in the 10th century BC named Solomon. And as the story goes, King Solomon was given the opportunity to tell God one thing he most desired in life, and his request would be granted. Take a moment to consider what you would request if you had the opportunity to acquire one thing just by naming it. King Solomon requested to have wisdom and thus became regarded by many as the wisest man who ever lived. Wisdom, more specifically, is the quality of having knowledge and good judgment. His wisdom was so profound that many of the leaders and members of nobility of his day came from far and wide to marvel at his knowledge and good judgment. His wisdom was a key lever that fueled his success as he amassed great wealth and prosperity for his nation during his reign. Despite all of this, King Solomon eventually had a mighty fall. Why? He compromised. Now, I do not have time to go into all of the details today of what happened, but the crux of the matter is that King Solomon abandoned his core values, and both he and his kingdom suffered mightily as they collectively drifted into a steep decline. So why, you might ask, did King Solomon infamously fall? His actions did not match the wisdom he had because he drifted from the values he once held dear, which allowed him to root his choices and actions in the wisdom that he had. Outside of a strong, values-driven life, wisdom means nothing unless it is utilized effectively to inform your choices and your actions. So, what does this mean for us now and moving forward? Our mindsets impact our choices, which impact our actions. If we abandon the core mindsets and values that we hold dear, detrimental choices and their accompanying actions often follow. This is a warning and a grave reminder to you all that we must deeply know and abide by our values. For the moment we abandon our values, we become insufficient, and because we're insufficiently rooted in our values, that is the moment that calamitous consequences will pervade. So furthermore, these consequences not only impact us, but those around us. And as I've gotten the opportunity to know this amazing group, I know how much family and community means to so many of you. And so be so mindful as you walk down this next journey in your path to make sure that you're really rooted in those values, because it not only impacts you, but those that you love and care about. Beware, for what good is wisdom if the choices and actions we take do not match the insight, knowledge, and perspective that time and experience have afforded us. We must make the daily choice to act and rise above our feelings and circumstances of the moment as they prevent us from living into the wisdom that enables us to fulfill the beauty of our dreams. I'll leave you with this. The road ahead for all of us is bumpy yet beautiful. Take on the challenges with great wisdom. You all have great wisdom. Stay rooted in your values, and you will not falter. You can and you will rise above any challenge if you keep your value center and operate with wisdom to inform your choices and your actions. Resist the urge to deviate from this, as any deviation is where danger lies. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak tonight.
Hey, you can tell she's a doctor because she used the word calamitous in a sentence. That was impressive. So thank you so much, Dr. Persley. So, okay, you ready? We're introducing our cycle speaker. Her name is Taylor Carr. Come on up.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you to our families and friends who supported us during this intensive program. Thank you for understanding the commitment we had to make and making sure we had what we needed to complete these last 14 weeks. To the staff, thank you for being our foundation for building the skills we need to move forward. To Burns & McDonnell and 1898 & Co., thank you for giving us a fun project to complete that pushed our creativity and the idea of what we are capable of to the next level. Thank you to Accenture and Country Club Bank for taking the time to speak with us and provide us with resources we will continue to use in the future. Finally, thank you to all of our TCAST and keynote speakers that took the time out of their schedules to have tea with us and to speak to us. Thank you for your stories, your advice, your time, and overall your vulnerability. I would like to personally take the time to thank my mom, family friend Pian Arnold, and my sisters for supporting me through this and encouraging me to take a chance on this program. Thank you for listening to me vent when I needed to vent and giving me advice to keep going. If I didn't have the support and love from each of you, I don't think I would have made it through the 14 weeks. Thank you so much for everything you do. To my fellow interns, we were all brought here for different reasons. Whether you were stuck in a rut or felt directionless or simply wanted to try something new, the core of the reasons we were brought together is the same: change. A change in career, a change in skill set, or a change of direction. We were brought to i.c.stars because we craved something different. After 14 weeks, we have changed for good. The scope of our knowledge has changed. What we knew when we came in and versus what we know now. We changed. We evolved. That is something we will be forever grateful for. These last 14 weeks have been challenging. It has pushed us to do our best and not be afraid to ask questions, not be afraid to make mistakes. Failure is something that is encouraged at i.c.stars. If there is any place to fail, it is here, because in this environment, we have this support to keep going. We have people to pick us up if and when we fall. They help us understand our failure and to improve on it. All of us have failed. In some way, shape, or form, all of us have failed throughout this program. But the takeaway is that we're sitting here. We have finished. We made it through the last 14 weeks together. I leave here today a little bit different. We leave here today a little bit different. Growing in ways we didn't expect and becoming more comfortable with the core of who we are. I will forever be grateful for this time, and most importantly, for me, the 13 people sitting here who can speak to this experience. Each of you has influenced me in big and small ways. I admire Joe's competence, Morelli's drive, Velva's resilience, Toya's persistence, Parker's creativity, Brandon's optimism, Edric's intelligence, Chevet's joy, Angel's adaptability, Lakil's vulnerability, Quincy's altruism, and Mary's compassion, and Tina's authenticity. To quote a song from one of my favorite musicals, Wicked, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. So go and shine and be a star. Not just a star that's shining from far away, be the sun. Thank you.
Ahead and come on up. We're actually introducing Braxton Dennis, who is a graduate of Cycle 2, therefore now a resident of the program and a technology fellow. So come on up, Braxton.
All right. Oh, yeah, staff please come up and actually help out?
Board members as well. I see a few of you out there. It'd be really, really awesome to have your help up here handing out these.
First up, Quincy Brown. My man. I appreciate you. Ah, yeah. Hey. All right. Taylor Carr.
Mom. Mom. Did you want to take a photo?
All right. Joseph Clark. Edric Davis. Belva Dewberry. Congratulations. Mary Ewa. Morelli Areta. Brandon Jordan.
Just like high school, right? Yes, right.
Tina Navarro. Angel Noriega. Lakeel Pierce.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm here, man. I made it.
Right here.
Oh, there you go.
Good job.
Parker Stacy. last but not least, Toya Williams.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, Cycle 4.
All righty. Well, how about it? One more round of applause for the interns, the entire program. So, yeah, and I just from a personal note, I want to acknowledge our board members. Really appreciate you guys. There's a lot of support that they provide. You know, they talked about Will bringing the program here, but on a month-to-month, day-to-day basis, we really do rely on a lot of support from our board members. So, yeah, we're just kind of closing out here. So, just want to say to you guys, you know, I've seen, I handle recruiting, so that means if somebody wants to be in the program, they got to go through me. So, so I've personally interacted with each of the residents, excuse me, and really excited for all of you. You know, you've been through a really difficult program, which I told you is going to be tough, and y'all rose to the challenge. So I'm glad to see that. And just remember, we will always support you, even if there's people that should support you that don't. Okay, so you always have a home at i.c.stars. You have friends with each one of us, and yeah, it's time to go and shine. Right? Don't slow down. This is not a finish line. This is a starting line for the rest of your life. So, all right, that's it. Thanks, everybody. Continue to